Welcome back. Today, we are diving into something deeply universal, something that transcends culture and geography, even though it's celebrated most prominently in one country: Thanksgiving. This episode is not just about food, family, and historical memory. It's about the spirit of gratitude, the metaphysics beneath the tradition, and the frequency that gratitude unlocks inside us. So settle in, soften your breath, and let's explore the story, symbolism, and soul of Thanksgiving. When we think of Thanksgiving, we often imagine a long table, warm meals, and family gathered together. But the roots of Thanksgiving stretch back much further than a single day. The commonly told story begins in 1621 when the Pilgrims of Plymouth held a harvest feast after surviving their first brutal winter. They were joined by the Wampanoag people who not only shared food but shared agricultural knowledge, showing them how to grow corn, squash, and beans. It wasn't called Thanksgiving then. It was a harvest celebration, a pause after hardship, a moment of acknowledgement after a season of struggle. Over time, through wars, droughts, and generations, different American colonies declared periodic days of Thanksgiving, moments where people paused to recognize survival, blessings, and resilience. It was only in 1863, during the Civil War, that President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed Thanksgiving a national holiday, an annual reminder to return to gratitude even during collective hardship. So, Thanksgiving, in its essence, is not a story of perfection. It's a story of humanity, survival, sharing, and the simple act of pausing to say, we made it through another season, and we didn't do it alone. Beyond the history, Thanksgiving is filled with symbolism. The turkey, often seen as a centerpiece, the turkey symbolizes abundance, nourishment, and the generosity of nature. The turkey was sacred to many Native American tribes, representing fertility, pride, and grounding. Corn and pumpkins. These symbolize harvest, prosperity, and the cyclical nature of life. Corn is also the seed of life in many indigenous cultures. Autumn leaves. The fall season mirrors letting go. Trees release what's no longer serving them, reminding us that gratitude often appears when we lighten our load. The Thanksgiving table. The table is more than wood and fabric. It's a symbol of community, connection, and spiritual communion. Whether with family or alone, the table becomes a place of receiving, reflecting, and honoring the journey. The gesture of sharing. Perhaps the most profound symbol is sharing a meal. Food is life force, and giving it away is one of the oldest spiritual offerings in every culture. Let's go deeper. Behind the images and traditions, Thanksgiving carries a metaphysical truth. Gratitude is not an emotion, it's a frequency. When you feel gratitude, your heart's electromagnetic field expands, becoming more coherent. Scientists at HeartMath have shown that gratitude shifts your entire body into a state of harmony. In metaphysics, gratitude is the frequency of abundance, receiving, alignment with the present moment, and deep trust in life. Gratitude lifts you from scarcity to sufficiency, from fear to openness, from control to surrender. Thanksgiving becomes a symbolic reminder. Gratitude is a portal, a doorway into higher consciousness. It's the fastest way to shift your vibration. And when practiced collectively, even for a single evening, it amplifies into a field of shared coherence, a kind of invisible blessing that ripples outward. Before we explore gratitude as a frequency within us, let's widen the frame and see how gratitude shows up across the world. Gratitude is not unique to Thanksgiving. It's woven into human culture everywhere. Every civilization has found a way to pause, give thanks, honor the harvest, and acknowledge the unseen forces that sustain life. In China, they call it Mid Autumn Festival, gratitude for harvest, family reunion, and the feminine wisdom of the full moon. In Japan, it's called Ninamesai, a Shinto ritual where the emperor offers the first rice harvest to the divine, an act of humility and reverence. In Korea, it's called Chuseok. Families honor ancestors, share harvest food, and express gratitude for lineage and abundance. In Africa, they have yam festivals where communities dance, feast, and give thanks for sustenance and fertility. In Jewish tradition, they call it Sukkot, which is a harvest celebration reminding people of divine protection and the gift of shelter and survival. These rituals show one essential truth. Gratitude is a universal ceremony of the human heart. Eastern cultures, especially India, don't limit gratitude to festivals. It's part of daily life, spiritual practice, and cultural consciousness. Daily pranam and namaste. Bowing to elders, touching feet, offering namaste, each gesture acknowledges, I honor the divine in you. I'm grateful for your presence. Let's go through some Indian gratitude festivals. Pongal or Sankranti or Lori is about giving thanks to the sun, earth, animals, and land for the harvest. Navratri is about honoring the feminine energy that sustains and protects life. Onam is about celebrating abundance and the myth of a righteous king. Diwali is about gratitude for light, prosperity, and guidance after darkness. In India, people thank the earth before stepping on it. They thank the sun at sunrise, water before drinking, trees before taking fruit, even the tools and instruments they use during Ayudha Puja. This reflects a deep metaphysical understanding. Gratitude is not selective. Everything that serves you, living, non living, seen, unseen, deserves acknowledgement. In India, they celebrate Guru Purnima, which is gratitude to teachers, a festival dedicated solely to honoring teachers, mentors, and spiritual guides. Bhakti, devotion as gratitude. Through songs, offerings, rituals, and service, people express gratitude not only to God, but to life itself. In our modern world, Thanksgiving invites us back to the foundations we often forget, the power of pausing. In a world obsessed with productivity, Thanksgiving whispers, stop, look around. Everything you have was once something you prayed for. Reverence for the earth. Thanksgiving is a harvest festival at its root. It calls us to honor the land, its cycles, its nourishment, and its quiet generosity. Remembering interdependence. The first Thanksgiving was not a solitary feast. It reminds us we rise not alone, but together, transforming scarcity into abundance. When you count what you have instead of what you lack, the frequency shifts. Gratitude as an antidote to anxiety. You cannot be grateful and fearful at the same time. Gratitude anchors you in the now, in the present. The frequency of gratitude. When you enter the frequency of gratitude, your heart rate stabilizes, your breath deepens, your brain shifts into alpha or theta states, your intuition heightens, your immune system strengthens. Metaphysically, gratitude tells the universe, I acknowledge what's already here. I recognize abundance and am ready for more. Close your eyes if possible and breathe softly and reflect. What supports me quietly? Who held space for me this year? What challenges shaped me? What beauty is present right now? Hold these thoughts gently. This is Thanksgiving, not just the holiday, but your consciousness, your awareness, and deep felt gratitude. Imagine practicing gratitude daily, not once a year. It would shift your presence, your choices, your relationships, your emotional frequency, because what you appreciate appreciates. Gratitude is one of the most powerful spiritual technologies available to us. It heals, it harmonizes, it magnetizes, it unites. So, this Thanksgiving, whether with family or in your own company, remember it's not just about the table or the food, it's about the field of appreciation you create. Carry that frequency with you. Let it shape your days. Let it expand your life. Because gratitude is not a season, it's a state of being. Thank you for joining me today. Wish you all a warm, expansive, and soul aligned Thanksgiving.